Hello, and welcome to The Picture, a Koch Industries Spotlight series offering a look at the transformational and inspirational stories happening right here in Wichita. I'm Melissa Scheffler. Imagine telling your boss you weren't fulfilled at work, that you wanted more. What kind of reaction do you think you'd get? At Koch, Isaac Baker's supervisor not only supported his search to be more fulfilled, he supported Isaac along the way, helping him transform from an overnight security guard to one of Koch's newest software developers. Here's how his journey started. Isaac Baker was comfortable working in security. He has a decade of experience in the field, most recently at Koch as a security guard on the night shift.
I was talking to my fiance. I'm kind of looking through jobs, and I see Koch is hiring. And Koch kind of has that reputation, you can go there and you can become something bigger and something better.
For Isaac, that something bigger and better was a chance to step outside his comfort zone and train for a career he had a lifelong passion for, software development. His opportunity came in an email he nearly missed until a coworker told him to recheck his inbox.
When I read it, it didn't seem right because it's like, okay, so they can teach me to become a developer and I don't have to pay anything and it's just this free course. Like, that doesn't seem right. When I had some free time, kind of went online and just Googled, what is Catalyte?
Catalyte is a first-of-its-kind program piloted at Koch Industries. The 6-month program looks at a person's potential, not their resume or educational background, to determine if they would be successful as a software developer. Catalyte determines this through an online aptitude test anyone can take. And the training? It's free to students.
But it seemed too good to be true.
But to get that training, Isaac needed to tell his security supervisor, Scott Peterson. So Scott, what was your immediate reaction when Isaac came to you about Catalyte?
Excitement without hesitation.
Really?
Yes, but to see him pursue something that is very meaningful to him, it made it all worth it.
Scott not only supported Isaac, he made sure Isaac could juggle the 16-hour days between a full-time job and Catalyte.
We tried our best to fluctuate his schedule and figure out the hours that would best work for him so he could still do what he needed to do within our department, but pursue his more meaningful focus.
You've got like 2 versions of this running, right?
And he enjoys what he's doing, not only at work, but the lessons he's teaching his children.
Part of the reason why I'm kind of adamant about getting my son his own computer and building it, just so he can have the freedom to be able to do that now at even, 10, because the sooner he can get started, if that's what he ends up wanting to do, the better. There you go.
What lesson do you hope your children take away from your experience?
Don't be afraid to just go for it. Whatever you want, whatever's going to make you feel happy, whatever's going to bring value to your life, go for it. Isaac
wasn't the only one who went for it. He's among more than a dozen other Catalyte graduates who were in that first session at Koch. And many of his classmates, they're now working with the company too. There's a former stay-at-home mom, a member of the military, a recent high school graduate, all with something in common, an aptitude for programming. This tight-knit group meets weekly at lunch to catch up and to continue learning from one another. After the break, you'll hear from some of Isaac's classmates about their own paths to pursuing their dreams. Welcome back. We just shared with you Isaac Baker's journey from overnight security guard to software developer at Koch in Wichita. But he wasn't alone. Take a listen to what his Catalyte classmates had to say about their experience.
It seemed too good to be true at first.
I just had my mind set on I want to be a software developer.
So this was the riskiest thing I've ever done. I left a full-time job to come and do this.
If there's ever been a point in my life that I feel like was really a turning point, it was that point.
Right off the bat, they got us started with how on-the-job software developers will manage their code and their projects.
They basically set out some information for you and they say, hey, here's what you need to learn, and here's a starting block. Follow the trail.
Heading into the training, I was afraid that I would fail because I've tried so hard to get to this point or to have someone give me a chance.
We talk a lot about transformation, right? It's in our Coke Industries vision, it's in our guiding principles. I think the Catalyte program is helping us think about talent differently.
As we all know, there's amazing people out there with incredible gifts that don't have a fancy resume.
I was a stay-at-home mom.
I worked at a toll booth.
Weed whacking, landscaping.
I have been on night shift for the last 10 years of my life.
It enables us to break through that barrier and find those people and give them an opportunity to take their gift and unlock their potential.
Going through the training's not really easy, and you kind of have to push yourself a lot.
It was a lot of learning CSS, Spring Boot,
Web servers.
Time boxing,
JavaScript,
Microservices.
APIs,
work, school, sleep.
HTML.
a lot more than I did in 2 years of college.
Application, architecture.
Agile and Scrum methodology.
You get to this point and you think, I can't do this.
They're learning to learn quickly, which I think will help with any role that they take on.
Front-end frameworks.
PostgreSQL.
Data security.
Once you get past that challenge, there's like this immediate reward of, I can do this. And then you're faced with it again the next week.
I realized that I was capable of more than what I was allowing myself to do.
It just feels really empowering to know I can make things now.
Honestly, I think we would have missed out on these folks if we were thinking about talent in the traditional sense. Aptitude is equally distributed, but opportunity is not. We're not looking for a particular number of years of experience.
It opens up an entirely new talent pool for us that we haven't been tapping into before.
I can only imagine if you were to open up this type of learning to other fields, what kind of just geniuses you have that are just sitting in their house right now and just waiting to be found.
You might wonder how this national program, proven in major cities like Boston and Baltimore, made its way to Wichita. To answer that question, we sat down with Catalyte CEO Jacob Shue. We'll hear from him next. The Catalyte program unlocks human potential, no matter who you are, what your resume looks like, or whether you went to college. So how does it work? I sat down for a virtual interview with Catalyte CEO Jacob Shue to better understand the program and how Coke's values align with Catalyte's in this experimental partnership.
You know, our founder really began with a very simple idea, right? That historically excluded communities had just as many people with the talent and abilities to be great software developers as any other. All you had to do is create a way to identify that aptitude that wasn't based on pedigree. When we say pedigree, we mean resumes, right? Looking at people's LinkedIn profiles, right? We were looking for a way that could identify innate potential and innate abilities. But we've been able to now train over 1,000 software developers across 8 cities across the country.
How does Catalyte really get in there and remove those barriers from folks who do have that software aptitude?
We're unleashing human potential by identifying extraordinary talent from unexpected places. So our ability to discover, train, and advance tech talent from non-traditional backgrounds simultaneously solves both the industry's tech talent shortage, as well as helps employers diversify and bring new abilities into their workforces. Right? So all incoming software developers into Catalyte come through the same process. Right? Everyone takes an online web-based screening that really is looking for a person's ability. Fundamentally, we're looking for people who think a certain way, who process information a certain way, people who exhibit grit and tenacity and perseverance, right? Who have this ability to make an incredible change in their life.
What made Coke Industries an ideal partner for launching an experimental first cohort?
We discovered that through the program, there were clear and unmistakable alignment between many of the Coke Industries principles around market-based management and the independently arrived algorithms in our own prediction models, right? So, again, even before we saw there was cultural alignment, but after the fact, we found there's actual real technical and business alignment as well.
So Jake, how is this mutually beneficial?
We can help provide new family-sustaining jobs in technology to people in the Wichita area. We can create a more diverse and productive workforce, bring new abilities into employers like Coke Industries. And those things combined feed right back into the community, right, by increasing economic power and opportunities for local residents.
What piece of advice would you give someone who's interested in applying? What should they do?
Well, first know that we're looking for anyone who has the aptitude to be a software developer. We're looking for potential, not your past. So it doesn't matter what you did in the past. What we care about is what you're going to do in the future. So that means anyone from, someone who just graduated high school, or somebody who might be a mom returning to the workforce, or somebody who might have been a bartender looking for a steady job. If you're interested, you just go to our website, and if you get in, and if you qualify, you're going to be into a program that's going to change your life.
Thank you so much, Jake. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Melissa.
In less than a year, Koch has seen the transformative power of Catalyte that Jacob speaks so passionately about, and the mutual benefit. While Isaac and his fellow Catalyte grads have benefited from the skills development Catalyte provides, Koch has also benefited from the highly motivated, well-trained local talent the program produces. If you'd like to learn more about Catalyte or potentially apply for the program yourself, you can visit the website on your screen. Thanks for watching The Picture. We hope this gives you a different look at the positive stories happening in Wichita. We'll see you next Sunday.